Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Sam returns tomorrow. Today we first talked to Ron Schmidt, City Councilman in Sparks. Find out just what is going on in that downtown. Do they want growth or not? Then we talked to Tierney Cahill. She is the third candidate that's running for the Assembly in Assembly District 25. And on the pundit panel we have Dick Gammick, Bob Crowell, and John Gwaltney. What did the president know and when did he know it? It's all coming up next on the new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8, lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun, lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool, play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino, lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Ande Engleman.
Thank you for staying with us. Now we talk to Ron Schmidt, City Councilman, who's finishing up his first term. Thank you, Ron, for being with us.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
Okay, there's a lot of growth going on, and a lot of it's affecting Sparks. Well, how do you feel about growth outside the downtown corridor of Reno? Is that going to affect the Nugget and the Silver Club?
The growth all through the area affects Sparks, so it affects everybody. That's we've got a major growth issue happening all around the area. There is concern the type of growth that will happen outside the downtown Sparks corridor and how that would affect the city of Sparks and the businesses downtown. So that's becoming a big topic to talk about and try to.
Well, how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm concerned with the type of growth. If we have commercial growth in retail and business parks and things like that, that's positive for downtown. If we allow the casino unlimited gaming licenses to grow out throughout the rest of the community, I think that would have a negative impact on the downtown corridor.
So, and now you're talking about Sparks downtown corridor or Reno's downtown corridor?
Actually, I think it would have a negative effect on all, both downtowns, Reno and Sparks, if the unrestricted gaming licenses continue to go outside the downtown areas.
But aren't there more things in both downtowns than just gaming?
Right now, yes, correct. The hotels and the tourist attractions, museums, things like that, those are always things that bring outside tourists on in. But we also have in this community, a lot of our residents visit our downtowns for daily activities, restaurants and things like that, and we need to continue having that happen.
Oh, to draw the people at home to downtown.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, right now with the retrack in Reno, downtown's not all that attractive, is it?
It's difficult. It's difficult.
All right, now what about Sparks, though? What are your plans for Sparks? We've got a stadium. Will that stadium have multi-uses?
Correct. The stadium is a great project for the city of Sparks. It has multi-uses. It's going to be, in fact, the team will only have control of the stadium for about 7 months out of the year. The other 5 months of the year will be open to other venues.
What kind of venues?
Well, one of the big ones we're looking at is Hot August Nights, so how we can incorporate a major sponsorship with the Hot August Nights and allow that stadium to be used during the 1 week period that Hot August Nights is in town. They're also looking
for showing cars?
Showing cars or any type of venue that the Stadium Authority is looking, or the planners of the stadium is looking at how to incorporate concerts and other venues there. It's our hope that that stadium is used many days out of the year.
What about soccer matches?
I think that's one of the items that they're looking at also, is how to incorporate the soccer into the stadium.
Okay, now there's a new shopping center that's supposed to be going in called the Galleria?
Yes, ma'am.
And whereabouts will that be located?
That's just off Sparks Boulevard, south of Pyramid Highway.
Now, what kind of, there's a Galleria in Houston, Texas that has very high-class stores in it. What would your Galleria be like?
I have not seen the project in detail. I do have some preliminary sheets that I just received, was looking at this morning. All the shopping centers along the Pyramid Corridor and Sparks Highway are planned on being high-end retail, what's called fashion malls today. They bring in higher-end shopping, and that's what it's all planned to be.
So we're not looking at big box stores, Walmart, Kmart, stuff like that?
There are a couple of sites out there that Walmart is looking on at, and Home Depot. What we're doing is encourage them to upscale their buildings, where their buildings look more attractive to the neighborhood and not just a traditional big box.
All right, and what about the town center shopping center? What will that be like?
Again, that's going to be a high-end. It's all scheduled to be high-end fashion.
All right. Now, when you say high-end fashion, what are you talking about?
Well, there's two different types of markets. There's the Nordstroms, that type of market, but there's also taking a shopping center, a neighborhood shopping center like the DeAndre Shopping Center, and making it a very classy shopping center. I'm sure you've been by the DeAndre Shopping Center. That's one of the most impressive-looking shopping centers in all of Truckee Meadows, and that's the type of quality we're looking at, is very high-end quality construction.
Okay, and now what do you see as the biggest problem facing Sparks today?
The biggest problem is both sides is growth. It's a big issue in the impact of the cities. It's a big issue in the impact of the tax structure. It's also a big impact on the type of growth that we have. We're traditionally a neighborhood community, a bedroom community to Reno. We need to change that and be more of a business community also, to develop the balance in the tax structure for the city.
And you plan on doing what?
Right now we have several important projects coming forward. I'm sure Copper Canyon is one that many people have talked about. It's a 1,200-acre business park scheduled off from Vista Boulevard. Total economic impact in terms of dollars would increase our revenues to the city by 25%.
Wow.
Basically, most of it in commercial. There's 1,200 residents that are scheduled, but there's also 2.5 million.
Which would help keep taxes low.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
And we're out of time. Clearly, we could talk about this
yes,
for a while. We'll be right back with Tierney Cahill.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at DeAndrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South DeAndrea Parkway in Sparks.
Allegra is Northern Nevada's #1 offset printing and digital copying facility.
From disc to destination, Allegra utilizes tomorrow's technology today. We specialize in booklets, catalogs, manuals, newsletters, stationery, and envelopes.
Xerox, Docutech, 4-color printing with Heidelberg Speedmaster, desktop publishing and design, graphic services, pickup and delivery.
If you need printing, Allegra can do it from disc to destination.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engleman.
Assembly District 25 is one that Dawn Gibbons represents, but she's not going to run again. We have 3 women, Republicans, all running for that seat. We've interviewed the first 2, and today we talked to Tierney Cahill. Tierney, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
I have to ask you, when I first met you a couple of years ago, you were running for Congress, you're a teacher.
Right.
You wanted to teach your class something, you were a Democrat.
I was.
Now you're a Republican. Why the change?
I changed parties after 2001. I had decided that I was not a good match anymore for the Democrats.
Why not?
Well, I grew up in that party. I was baptized Irish Catholic Democrat pretty much, and that's what my family told me I was. And I grew up with those values. My father was Union and those kinds of things, and I believed that that was the party that best represented me. However, after my experience of running for office in that party, I came away with a different opinion. That was no longer the party for me. Well, for a lot of reasons. There are a lot of good Democrats out there, a lot of good people, good-hearted people, but I'm also a businesswoman as well as a school teacher. And
you sell real estate?
I do. I've been a real estate agent for 6 years. And I just didn't feel as if they were speaking to my values and to the issues that were affecting me and my family any longer.
All right, well, let's ask you where you stand. And first of all, we get a little background information.
Sure.
You're married?
I am divorced.
You're divorced, okay. You have children?
3.
3 children, so you're a single mom raising your kids, sell real estate, you're a teacher.
Yep.
All right, where do you stand on taxes, Tierney?
Well, I support the Gibbons initiative to protect our state from taxes by having a 2/3 majority, and I would like to look for alternative ways of running our state rather than looking to new taxes. Looking for, as programs phase out, to reapply that money in other areas rather than immediately.
Phase out what kind of programs?
Well, there are some programs I understand that have timetables, and as those are done, then that money becomes available again to the general fund. And I think we need to prioritize our money very carefully rather than immediately run to taxpayers and ask them for a handout.
Okay, and I think we'd be interested in knowing what programs those are. Do you have a list of programs that are going to be sunsetted that are?
No, I can get you those. I don't. I talked with a number of different lobbyists who said that that's a great way to look, though, is to try and look at programs that will go away and where when they do sunset, to use that money instead of going and asking for more.
Okay, if you were in the last session of the legislature, would you have voted for the gross receipts tax?
I would not have. No, I wouldn't.
You were opposed to that?
Yes. Absolutely. As a businesswoman, that would severely impact me and my family's income. Sure,
okay.
Certainly.
What about, are you a member of the teachers union?
I am.
Okay, so how are you going to feel when the teachers union puts pressure on you to support certain taxes?
Well, I think as a legislator, everyone's putting pressure on you from all directions, and you just have to hold true to your values and stand up for your constituents. And the teachers know that. And, I'm for anything that helps education, but ultimately, I need to speak to Nevadans and represent their ideas.
Okay. There's 2 initiative petitions out there. One is the Gibbons one to require voting on education first. Do you support that?
I do.
Okay. What about the teachers union initiative petition to bring education up to the average?
Well, I am for anything that will help education. However, I am worried about having it mandated at a certain level. It concerns me in years of need where we don't have the money. I'm worried about where we will take money away from other programs in order to fund education.
So do you support it or not?
I support the right of the people to be able to vote on it. I will say that.
Would you sign the petition?
I have not signed it at this point.
But would you?
I have not read all the language yet to be able to give you a good answer on that. I need to be able to read everything on there and feel good about that.
At this point, you don't know?
No.
Attorney General Brian Sandoval is bringing an open meeting law bill. Would you support harsher punishment for people violating Nevada's open meeting law?
I think it's important for open meetings so that the public can be involved and to be able to have their say and see what their people that they have voted into office are doing for them and saying on behalf of them. And I think that's very important. Certainly.
And we have another question on the ballot this time having to do with medical malpractice. Yes, it puts a cap on. Where do you stand on that issue?
Certainly it's a huge problem nationwide. We are seeing healthcare costs soar, and it's a huge concern. I'm not sure if it's best to take away people's rights, though, although I'm very concerned about like obstetricians, OBGYNs throughout the state that are leaving, and certainly something has to be done. We need to do something to help.
So you would vote for it or against it?
I would need to, again, look at it very carefully.
We're not getting good answers here, Tierney. Okay, Tierney, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. What we're going to do in the future is we'll have all three candidates back for a couple of visits, and we'll have some debates. In just a moment, we'll be coming up with our pundit panel.
It's time for the 2004 Home and Garden Show.
And we invite you to come see us at Affordable Landscaping.
We create outdoor rooms with enchanting water gardens and graceful waterfalls.
At Affordable Landscaping, our designers will customize your yard to complement and enhance the beauty of your home. Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Bart. We're owners of Affordable Landscaping. We look forward to seeing you at the Home Show, March 26th through the 28th.
Just look for Rusty here. He looks a little like Bart.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
Join us for the uncorking of the 3rd Reno Tahoe Wine, Food, and Jazz Festival, April 30th through May 2nd at the Reno Hilton. Sample wines, cooking demonstrations, live jazz, and purchase fine art at festival days. Try dishes from the Reno Hilton's finest restaurants and taste wines from over a dozen wineries at the Grand Tasting. And at the exclusive Winemakers Reception and Art Auction, meet winemakers from Cakebread Cellars, Sequoia Grove, Benziger, and others. A fine wine festival that won't need to age to perfection. April 30th through May 2nd only at the Reno Hilton.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Ande Engleman.
Welcome back. And you know, Ray, I owe you an apology. I left you off the introduction at the very beginning of the show. Ray Bacon from the Manufacturers Association. I know. I apologize. Bob Crowell, attorney, and also on the Carson City School Board. Dick Gammick, our esteemed district attorney, and John Gwaltney. Can we tell that you're on the state school board?
Certainly.
Okay. All right, actually, I want to start with Dick. We have an execution occurring this coming Friday. John Coleman is being, do I have the name right? Is being executed
Colwell, C-O-L-W-E-L-L.
Colwell, I'm sorry, you're right. Is being executed this Friday. You're for the death penalty. What's wrong with this execution?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the execution. The only thing that bothers me is when he's portrayed out in public, it's just simply, we're going to execute a guy in death row. And what people need to understand is this guy has one nasty history. He is a very nasty individual. He was started off 12 years old. He just got out of prison less than a year when he committed this last murder. He talked about killing people. He's been convicted and sentenced for sexual assault. He told the judges in this case he didn't need to kill the people. He told them, I didn't need to kill them, but I wanted to kill somebody.
Well, and didn't he in fact
them.
refuse his appeals and ask to be executed?
Yes. He said if they don't do it, I'm going to be back again.
So is it right that we give in to these people and let them have their way, or should we keep them alive?
Oh, I'm just all for it. they want to volunteer? Sign up.
Any comments from anybody?
Nope. Nope.
Anybody want to tread that path? Okay.
Well, I think we've made the decision that the death penalty is a legitimate function in the state of Nevada, and not all states agree with us. But frankly, the majority seem to support that, and I agree with our esteemed colleague here.
Last week on our show, Brian Sandoval announced that he would be attending this execution. This is the first time an attorney general will have attended. He felt that it was the right thing to do since they go in and fight all the appeals that they make to higher courts and so forth, that since that's their job, then their job is to be there at the end also. Do you think this will start a new tradition, or do you think after he's attended one execution maybe? And Dick, you've been to some executions.
Oh, I've been there, and it's actually a strange emotion for people to hear from me, but I actually got fairly angry at watching the proceeding that went on. The person, he came in, he'd already been sedated. He couldn't walk very well, couldn't talk very well, pretty incoherent then, had on a set of brand new clothes. They laid him down on a gurney, put some needles in his arms, and I had to take a double take to even see that he had died, that he quit breathing. It was so peaceful and melancholy and quiet, and I flash back. I've seen way, way too many crime scenes, and I flash back to those, and I go, this is what we do? I mean, all he did was go to sleep. And I really had difficulty with it, but then on the other side, I really wouldn't want us to do what he did to his victims, to see us do that as a society, because we're trying to become civilized. One of these days, I hope we never see the death penalty again.
Well, I agree with that.
Man quits doing things to man, yeah, but I'm a realist.
I think Dick just hit the nail on the head, and that is that you don't want to. You wanted to have people do as you would like them to do, not this issue of allowing people to say that they want to kill themselves or die. I think we have to be very careful of that. But I agree with Dick that the death penalty has its place in our society.
Well, I don't think we want to perform a barbarous act against an individual. To eliminate this person from society because they clearly deserve it is one thing. To perform it in a way that is either entertaining or demeaning seems to me to be inappropriate.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Okay, we're running out of time. I want to switch the topic to education. In Carson City, Bob, the teachers union there, and let me say that I have invited the teachers union to come on the show. They didn't bother to even return my phone call, okay? But I tried to get them on here. So clearly they want to posture in front of the cameras when you're having your meetings, but they don't want to come on and answer any questions. And that's my own personal opinion. How do things stand right now? You're out of money, and yet they want a 2% raise.
Well, yeah, we've been running a deficit for at least a year, and probably more than that. And we are in the process right now. We're going to go to arbitration in the first week in April.
And this was caused because you don't have as many students enrolled this year.
Well, it's caused by a number of things, kind of like a perfect storm. We don't have the number of students, and we have different staffing levels than other people. We have different insurance requirements than other counties, and so the money's not there. From our administration staff point, the money's just not there for this year. There isn't a whole lot we can do about it. We are in the same process, going through what's called a reduction in force to try and do some efficiencies to tighten our belt, and that's not tied directly to these negotiations by any stretch of the imagination. But it's pretty clear that the Carson City School District has had some luxuries in the past that we probably can't afford, and we have to take a look at restricting those, at least until we take a deep breath and go on. And the issue of giving raises to folks, they all deserve a raise. There's no doubt about that. It's just a question of and I think John Gwaltney said it last week, it's a question of how you allocate and prioritize. And I got to go back to my comment about opening up negotiations.
Which I think is a terrific idea.
Yeah, I'm going down that road, and I'll tell you where I end up on that is that, as a school board member, my decision point is at the budget level. When the budget comes to me, that's when you prioritize different programs. You prioritize what salary should go here, and what I find strange is that all this
we're running out of time.
Quickly is that we do a budget, and then all of a sudden 9 months later we're in negotiations, and I'm trying to find a way to say let's do the negotiations, or let's do it when we do the budget, because that's where I make the decision.
Ray, you watch education all the time. Would you like to see these negotiations opened up?
I think that's the only way. It is the largest personnel expenditures, are far and away the largest single expenditure of all government entities, and I think until you open up the negotiations across the board, the public is really not going to get a real grasp. The situation in Clark County with as many firemen as they have that are over $100,000, you know, that's a job that every time they have an opening, there's thousands of applicants for a half dozen positions, and yet the pay scale is there. You know, I was a volunteer fire chief for 9 years. It was one of those part-time jobs that only cost me about $3,000–4,000 a year.
John, you sit on the state school board.
Right.
Would you like to see these negotiations opened
yes,
up?
and secondly, I'd like the legislature to begin to look at the issue of where to petition off funds and what's subject to negotiations, because by making the big pot available, they subject the local boards to a constant level of pressure, and even the teachers union to pressure to push for these issues, even when sometimes...
Because they can.
Because they can, you know, and I think that just needs to be addressed.
Dick, how do you think public employees will feel about opening up?
Well, I got a question back for you, Andy, before I answer that. Are you talking about open meeting law, or are you just talking about opening negotiations?
I'm talking about opening. Negotiations used to be open in the 70s. My late husband used to cover them, and then they somehow started being closed.
Okay, yeah, I used to negotiate for our particular association and everything, and I have no problem with that. I think they should be open for anybody that's interested that wants to come in and watch them and see what's going on. I can't think of a single thing that needs to be secret. You've got open budgets, you've got money that's on the table. How are you going to divide it up?
And by the way, they're terrible meetings to attend.
Right, that's what my husband used to say too. Is that, you know, it's like
any labor negotiation meeting is a terrible meeting.
Like watching water freeze.
Yes.
Okay, you know.
But it's public money.
But it's public money, and it's a huge chunk of public money, and it should be to the point where there's visibility.
Yeah.
Okay. We're out of time. We don't have time to ask when President Bush knew and when did he know it. So we'll be right back.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
So, who do you use for workers' comp?
Pro Group Management.
Ah, I've heard some good things about them.
Oh, you bet. Employee background checks, safety training, claim seminars. Oh, and here's the great part. If you have an issue, they work for you, not against you.
Sounds perfect. And expensive.
Well, that's the best part. They saved me 30%. I've heard they've saved others 50%.
Works for me. Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis!
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Tomorrow, Perry Como, State Budget Director. Thank you for watching.